Guess where we're going now?
I don't want to go to.
Dominic hates this place, but we're going to the Vampa Museum, Nick.
I'm looking forward to this.
It's
like
incredible.
Things that are spooky, creepy, a little bit dark side.
Well,
Bring it on.
Well, guess what? You came to the right place. So,
I have no clue.
So we'll be there in a few minutes, but stay tuned. You will not believe who we just found. It's Nick Pope. Here at the Vampa Museum. Nick, how did you get here? Oh wait, I drove you.
Yeah, it's either that or I beamed in. But who knows? In a spooky place like this, anything is possible.
Right in front of Vincent Price's chair, his personal chair. Look at this thing. It's unbelievable.
It's amazing.
And I got to tell you, you know why this is all here and how this all came to be is because of this man right
Hello.
here.
Hey there.
How are you?
Hey, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I'm Nick.
Nice to meet you. I'm Ed. I'm the curator here.
Right.
Always a
Good to see
pleasure,
you,
man.
buddy.
And we got
Good to see you.
Dominic Sattele behind the he's behind the camera. He's behind the camera tonight. Ed, thank you for opening the museum for us for this late at night. Ed, I think Nick is definitely mesmerized.
I just get into it.
I am. I love this stuff. I mean, it's
and the fact that your wife is also doing loves the mission statements. You've got an incredible mission statement here for the museum, and I love the fact that it's all about the battle between good and evil. And you'll notice as we go through this, right, Ed, that'll be more apparent as we go.
right.
That's what the museum's about, to show how art has been influenced by the battle between good and evil.
Ed then dropped a bombshell on all of us.
So, Ed, you've had some things happen here?
A couple of nights ago.
Okay.
I didn't even want to tell Victoria. She was on the phone with me.
His girlfriend.
I was in the hallway there, sitting down, relaxing. It was about 10 o'clock at night, and all of a sudden down the stairs, I actually was like, "What?" And then Victoria says to me, like, "What's wrong?" I go, "Nothing." Nothing.
Did you see an apparition?
I saw a black, dark type of, it wasn't an orb, but it was like long.
So when we were here the first night, I told you there was a female presence at the top of the stairs, and you had said you had felt her before.
I have felt a female presence on top of the stairs many times, and female, but definitely female.
Definitely female. Julie and I were in here, and we were packing up in that room. Her and I actually saw her at the top of the stairs, looking down at us.
I love the way every time there's something, Julie and I saw something, and we leave where you sleep. I have to still sleep here.
Yeah, well, that's the whole problem. You live here, we don't.
Right.
So.
But I mean, when you say you felt, I mean, did you feel like a positive, negative, neutral?
Because of the surprise of it, it's a lot of times always negative at first because it's a surprise. Like even if a guardian angel or a loved one would come into your existence, your first response is like, "What was that?"
It's that,
Sure.
yeah, the
So
fear.
that's always like that.
Yeah.
Afterwards, I was just basically afterwards, I was like, okay, I saw it, it was what it was, and whatever. I have to sleep here, so I don't want my imagination to go too wild.
No. Just so everyone knows, this is moving. This is kind of supposed to be happening, right? This is not.
Well, what do you think, Ed? Do you think it's the floor, or do you think that's?
I think this is the floor.
Okay.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, okay, it's the floor. That doesn't mean that something paranormal is still not doing it.
Okay.
Let's not
Trickery
not forget. Dominic is with us tonight.
Right.
Right.
And I always say, but you know what? Like he said about this place, it's not him this time. It's the objects that are in here.
It's been ramping up too. That's what the amazing thing. It's actually been ramping up.
Do you find it ramps up every weekend that you open? Like because of the new people coming in, the energy's coming in here, the new items that you're getting in all the time.
It is ramping up on the weekends. That's why I've been sleeping at Victoria's.
But I just thought, you know what they say? If you see something, say something. Right. And just like this is in a sealed case, it is kind of moving.
It is. Well, it's not kind of. It is.
No, it is moving.
It is
I just
moving.
thought I would say, hey guys, just in case.
Thank you.
This is supposed to be happening, right?
Well, as we go further, Nick, let's just put it this way: this next room. Hopefully nothing will move because there is some really crazy energy here.
Okay.
So let's
Let's do
Ed,
it.
after you.
Oh, great. It's always after me.
After you, Nick.
Lead on, Mr.
Next, Ed led us into the talking board room where Dominic felt some mysterious energy around a very, very strange painting.
Wow. And you're not sure, you're doing some research, you're not sure who is the original painter?
I'm not sure, but I almost know. I'm going to just, I need another day or two.
Okay, all right, cool.
This.
My God. You know, the other thing is, too, I was trying to take a picture of that one time, and it wouldn't let me take the picture.
Really?
Because it kept getting blurry, right, Dom? That one and that doll.
And the doll.
And the doll. It would not let me take a picture.
This is Nick in deep thought.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm more of a UFO hunter, but yeah, maybe I'm going to have to turn
UFOs
paranormal investigator after this.
Well, weren't we just talking about how a lot of thoughts now are going to angels and demons, and could UFOs be
yeah,
demonic?
There is a faction in the US government and the UK government too that thinks that aspects of unidentified aerial phenomena may be demonic, and one of the reasons they say that is the book of Ephesians in the Bible, which uses the phrase Satan as the prince of the power of the air. So they have this view that aspects of it may be demonic, and therefore they say that you should not engage with it because engaging with it feeds it and gives it energy.
That's exactly my opinion.
We see individual variation in people all the time. I mean, we see it like, physical differences, of course, but my wife, again, as a physical anthropologist, says, of course, skulls and bones, they're all different and individual. So our minds too, our consciousness, however we define that, and what is it? What's the link with these people that causes some people to see and experience things when others don't, that causes these people to be repeater witnesses, that has it run in bloodlines? And we often used to say in relation to UFOs, but I'm sure it applies here too, if you could find out what it is that connects these people, it might tell you something interesting and important about the phenomenon itself.
And I do agree to a certain extent that there's something specific about aliens, spaceships, stuff like that. But I still think they're another entity like us, not humanoid, but something that comes down. And I have a feeling, my feeling is from the spirit medium side is they're still connected to us somehow, a different consciousness. So that would go to, the devil and God and the biblical side as well.
One of the previous rooms which I had not seen before, is that alongside these vampire killing kits and hunting kits, there's a jinn hunting kit. I did not know that was a thing, but also in relation to the jinn, it named two of them, and one it said ghoul, and it was spelled G-H-U-L. And then I thought, well, that's obviously the same concept as a ghoul as we would say it, or the same root word. And it's the cross-cultural nature of this, that almost every civilization since the dawn of time, all around the world, independently of each other, have had these, whatever you call them, beliefs, myths, legends, all of the above. It may defy sort of labeling and pigeonholing and all of that.
The next room, Nick, we were here, what was it, about 2 weeks ago?
About 2 weeks ago.
About 2 weeks ago. We've been doing a lot of video, and we came back to do some extra video. Dominic has always felt, and I know he's feeling some very trepidatious feelings right now about this room and about this one area in this doll room. But we were here, and we wanted to get some extra footage because Dominic had heard this sound in here when we were over in the barn. We heard the same sound. It's another area here in the building. Well, long story short, we're standing in front of this doll room, and we hear this sound, and he hears it again, even louder this time. We all heard it.
It was kind of, it just surprised us.
And you were, all of us were freaked.
If I can understand how to be hyper-vigilant against evil, I can then be prepared to battle good.
Right. I met a couple of times, but one time in Rome, Monsignor Corrado Balducci, who was a Monsignor who had spoken out about the UFO issue in the footsteps of people like, I guess, Padre Pio and such like. But I believe that Corrado Balducci, the Monsignor, also had some responsibilities in relation to exorcism. So it's not an area that I know much about. So I'm absolutely fascinated to be
Well, you know what they
here
say?
and learning and
They say
talking to you.
ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
And I can tell you stories.
Well, I'm blissful.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
This is, what would you call this, Ed? Again, this is the,
I call this, this is an esoteric area. So we have obviously the dolls, and a lot of times demons like to take the form of humans or dolls because they feel very comfortable there, and they also do not like humans. So that's a way why demons go into dolls very often. And then we have esoteric items that are African, white magic, black magic.
and right here is where Dominic was standing. We're only going to kind of get to this point, Dom. I'm not going to bring you over here, but we were standing right, Dom was standing right in front of that, and we heard the sound, and we don't know what it was.
Yeah, I'm fascinated to know what the backstory is behind this particular piece.
Well, basically, it came from a family who put it up at an auction because they didn't want it anymore. They inherited it, and they were having some paranormal experiences in the home. I purchased it at the auction, and then the auctioneer had some problems with it, and he didn't even charge me for the piece. He was like, just take it. Just take it. Just get it out of here and take it.
Right, wow. Oh, I'm sorry, sweetheart, that you weren't wanted, but you're wanted here.
Nick Pope decided to take a picture of the doll. What happened next?
Is the stuff of legends.
Nick's got a lot of questions and about a lot of the demonic stuff. We were just talking about how UFOs and the demonic are kind of like closely linked. So this is something that we're going to kind of look into a little bit further, but it's been great to have him here in Bucks County. So what is this now, Ed? This is the Michael the Archangel room, correct?
Right. This is the room that shows the edification of the Archangel Michael fighting the devil. And it's actually my favorite room.
Oh, Ed, I love the story about this clock. Can you tell that story?
This clock here is from the early part of the 19th century. It's cast by Barbidian foundries in Paris. The base is all lapis and has a 3-tone patination. This clock keeps coming back to me. I sold it, I got it back. I sold it again, I got it back, and I would never sell it. It's one of my favorite pieces in the museum.
I think the Michael line is one of the most famous ley lines, I guess, in the world.
Probably in the whole world.
Or dragon lines, as sometimes they're known.
Michael, the Archangel room, very peaceful, very calming. I mean, it's definitely much lighter here than it is in the rest of the museum. I mean, this room, definitely you could stay in for a long time and not have any issues. The other ones, not so much, but here is definitely much better.
My favorite room. Very often I sit there and just pray in this room. And I want to make a sign, of course, it's crazy, but I want to make a big sign that says, if Satan is so powerful, why did he get his ass kicked by the Archangel Michael?
You're right.
That's true.
You're right.
True. Listen, Ed, thank you. I know we don't want to take up a lot of your time tonight, but listen, thank you so much for opening the museum for us tonight. And Nick, I hope you had a good time. And
I had an amazing time, Ed. Thanks so much for your hospitality, and what an amazing place.
And Ed will be there at the convention tomorrow, too.
Excellent. Look
So,
forward to
I'm
seeing
looking
you.
forward to it.
Absolutely. Thanks, buddy. You too.
Very nice
Thank
to meet you,
Thank
and
you.
we'll see you guys tomorrow.
You got it. See you then.